Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video here on my channel. So as you can probably tell from the title of this video, this is the update to the Mineplex lobby Easter eggs. Now, I have done a couple videos like this in the past, but I always try and explain what an Easter egg is if anyone does not know, which I don't know why you wouldn't know, but I've gotten tons of comments in the past asking me what it is or why it's named that. So I'm just going to quickly try and explain it. An Easter egg is pretty much, it's not meant to be taken seriously. It's a fun, silly, like, joke, I guess. It could be just a regular joke. It could be like a little inside joke between people. They're just secrets. I mean, that's the best way that I can explain it. They're just little secrets. In this case, mainly on Mineplex, it's in like little hidden rooms. Sometimes you'll find signs and stuff, but that's mainly what a little Easter egg is. So yeah, there you go. Alright, well, we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to try and do this in order. So I'm going to start over here at the soccer arena. And my first Easter egg is actually these two little mannequins here. Now, I'm considering these Easter eggs. I know that they're out in the open, but I am considering them one. So the first one we have here is actually Captain Sparkles. And this one right here is Chiz. And if we head over here to this water parkour area, I believe this is called Gwen's parkour, we have a little mannequin here, and this is Dxtory. Now the next Easter egg is right here in the water, and it's Xenu. Now I really don't know the history behind Xenu, or really why it's here. I do know that there is a Xenu in Scientology, and the character kind of looks sort of like a silverfish, so that might be a reference. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest, but that's one of them. Now, if we come in here, and I'm going to have to turn off my wither, you can come right down here in the middle and go all the way down, and you are in this treasure shard reserves room. And there's just a bunch of chests and gold. It's a pretty neat little area. And the next Easter egg is right over here, and it's actually in the water, and it's a little hole here with a ladder, and we're gonna go on down here. Now this has like a little, kind of looks like a little bed or something, but it says, "Be back soon, I'm out judging." This is Gwen's room. It says, "My baby portrait," and also there is a creeper head, and this creeper head, it pops up in a lot of places I've been noticing, so keep your eye out for some creeper heads. And the last Easter egg that I found on this island is over here towards the back. And this one's going to be really hard to get to if you don't have some type of flying morph. But it's this tiny, tiny little room here. There's really nothing to it except another creeper head. They make a lot of appearances. But yeah, this is a very small little Easter egg. And now we are going to go on to the next island here with the duck. Now, first off, this duck's name is Gerald. I really don't know the reference behind Gerald the duck here, but I like it nonetheless. And here, riding on the back of the duck is Blue Beetle. These are all people of the staff. Like, all of these little mannequins are people from the staff of Mineplex. So this is Blue Beetle here, and he has a beautiful little flower in his hand. And sitting over here, we have Strut. He's just sitting down, enjoying a little picnic or something. Our next Easter egg here is Carlos the cow. Now, a lot of old-time Mineplex players will remember Carlos. He was down in this very dreary, like, nowhere-to-go place. But it looks like he has been released in some greener pasture, so hopefully he'll be a little bit more happy. And that was pretty much all that I've seen over on this island, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one, which is this island. Now, the first one that I seen was right inside the little parkour here. There is a dog named Dxtory. So that is a little Easter egg. Now, the next Easter egg is one that is super, super hard to get into. To be honest, I found this one by mistake by using the Ender Dragon, and I flew into the mountain, and I seen it, and it took me a few tries to actually get inside of it, so I'm going to roll a little clip here of me finally getting inside of this little bitty tiny room, but it just has a sign that says, "How did you even find this?" So that is a little Easter egg. And the next Easter egg is also a little bit of a difficult one to get into as well, but it's right underneath here. It's pretty much right across the bridge, and it's right in this area. It's taken me a long time to get in this room, so I'm going to roll a little clip again. And it's some kind of like weird little animal thing. I'm not really sure exactly what it is. It's some sort of animal or something, but it's just in this tiny little room, as you can see, so I'm not really sure what that is. And the next Easter egg is Jeffrey. Now, this is a reference to Parker Games. He always used to like to have a white horse named Jeffrey. Everything's a Jeffrey. But yeah, this is a reference to Parker Games. Now, I only found 2 other Easter eggs on this island, and one of them is actually Abigail and Tituba, the witches. And believe it or not, guys, these were actually real people, I guess, or they were real people in history, Abigail and Tituba. They were accused of practicing witchcraft, and they were a part of the Salem witch trials, so it just makes sense for them to be witches here on Mineplex. And the last Easter egg on this island is up here in this tree. It's a little bitty tree house. It's pretty easy to get up here. You just have to climb up the ladder, and it's just a little nice tree house. It has some cake in it, and it's a pretty cool looking tree house too. And now we are over here on this island, which I believe this is the Bumper Car Arena Island. But I only found 1 Easter egg, and it is towards the back of it. And there's this little entrance here right in the side of the island. And if you head on down, you'll find that at the bottom, there's a bunch of like carpet and a glass. There's nothing really special down there, but right here, guys, there is another hidden creeper head. Now, the next Easter eggs are located right here at the stone face. So the first one that I'm going to show you is right down here, and you just go right down the ladder, and you go to the very end, and it's just this little room. It has bed, and these are just like little shelves or something. There's not much down here, but it's an Easter egg nonetheless. Now, once you head back up, you're just going to go right through here. It's literally like kind of like the mouth of the statue, and you're going to enter this little netherrack room, and it has a trap chest, but I don't hear anything, so I don't think it's hooked up to any kind of redstone as far as I can tell, but it's a cool little room. And if you head up here to the top of the statue and head right here, there is another creeper head. This one took a little bit of searching for me to finally find it, but yeah, this is another creeper head. And the next area that we are going to head to is the mine. Now, we are going to head down into this little area down here, and the first little Easter egg, or what I consider to be an Easter egg, is this villager here, and his name is Painter Bob Ross. Now, if you don't know who Bob Ross is, you should definitely go look him up. He did some pretty good paintings. So yeah, that is the first Easter egg. The second one is this mannequin down here, and this is Cyclone, another one of Mineplex's staff members. Our next Easter egg is over here, and it's on the side here. Now, this was in the last update of the Mineplex lobby. It was just kind of covered up here at the entrance, but now it's open, and it's just kind of like this little room with a bed and some bookshelves and stuff, so it's a neat little room. Now, the next secret room is right behind the board here. Now, the best way that I can figure out how to get into this is just by using your ender pearls and glitching in. I do believe that it's right here, so we're going to try and get in here. Oh, you seen it. Hold on. But once you do finally get past the wall, you're going to come into this little area here, and it says, whoa, a secret room behind the board. So exciting, right? And the last Easter egg that I found down here in the mine is actually in the lava. Now, it should be somewhere right in this area. So you're just going to have to jump down, and you're going to see signs. And it's going to drop you down here. This button does nothing, so just ignore that. But there's just this little chest and this little water here. But if we come down here, it's going to lead us to another area. And this has a few little brewing stands, a few little nether warts, and we have a fish named Swammy. Now the next secret area is actually on the tracks here, and you can get to this area from the mine. But what you're going to need to do is just follow these tracks down here. It's a little bit of a way. Now you can take a mine cart and go on a nice little roller coaster ride, or if you just want to, once you hit this little area, you could just have to go to your left and go in this little area, and you're going to find a nice little room called Dev Lounge, and you're going to see Dev Dan right there, and you click this little button to play some little music, and yeah, it's just a nice little lounge area for Dev Dan. The next island that we are visiting is the Zombie Villager Island, at least that's what I call it. And our first Easter egg is right here, and it's Chiz the cat. This one's a pretty awesome one. Our next one is over here by this little tree, and there's a sign that says RIP Hubtree 2014 through 2015. And this is just like a little remembrance of the Hubtree. I love the Hubtree when they did have it around. Also, I noticed that all of these zombie villagers have no name. There is no longer a Rick and Carl, which I'm a little bit disappointed in that, because Rick and Carl has been around for a long time, but I did not find them anywhere, so I don't think they're here anymore, guys. And the last hidden secret that's over on this island. Now this one's a little bit difficult to get to, once again, if you don't have some sort of flying morph or something, but it's over towards the back, and it's down here. You're gonna see this little stone piece missing, and there's another creeper head. They just pop up everywhere. Now we are going to be heading over to the dance floor / DJ booth island, whatever you want to call it. Now this, I don't really consider this a Easter egg, but I'm going to mention it anyways because it's pretty much visible right out in the open. But there is DJ Plex, and right in front of him there's a little lever here, and if you click it a few times, it actually lights up the dance floor, so it kind of makes it look like you're on an actual dance floor. It's pretty neat. And now we are going to be heading over here, and of course we've always had Karate Pig. So here's Karate Pig. He's kind of shaking his head, and now he has a new friend, which is Sterling. Sterling the pig has joined Karate Pig. Now the next Easter egg that I'm going to be showing you is right here. Now when you log on to Mineplex, you're going to log on right up here on this little podium, but the Easter egg itself is right below us. So the best way that I can figure out how to get into this is just coming down and getting right here by these walls and just ender pearl glitching in. It's pretty easy, but you're going to come down here, and there's Carl's bed, and there's Carl Jr.'s bed. There's some chests, which there really isn't anything in them. You have some gold and some emeralds and some diamonds, but nonetheless, it's a pretty cool little room. And now that we've covered that one, we are going to be heading all the way up here to the Glass M that's all the way up in the top of the sky here. And a lot of people remember this Easter egg because this is a pretty old one, but it has changed a little bit. We have this chicken here named Gertrude, and they have added McCluck to the very end of it. So it's Gertrude McCluck. Now, I'm really not sure what this is a reference to. I know that there's some kind of weird game called Gertrude McCluck. I'm not really sure if that's what it's supposed to be a reference to. But if you know, then you can leave me a comment down below telling me what exactly Gertrude McCluck means. Our next secret is located over here on this island. Now, this once again is a pretty old secret, but it is Morgan Freeman here. And Morgan Freeman has been around for a long time. But I've always loved this little Easter egg. It's a pretty cool one. But if you go over here, there's this little maze area, and I've checked pretty much all of the maze. I have not found anything except once you come in and you turn left here, if you go down here, you're going to find this little room, and it has a bunch of furnaces, which I've checked all the furnaces. There's nothing in them. But over here, we have a head, and this is Pixel's head, and it's spelled as Pyxll. It's Pixel, and he is a builder here on Mineplex, so his head is right back here behind the cobwebs. The next secret is located on this island right here. It's the island before you get to the Morgan Freeman, but there is a secret over here on the side of the island. It's this little door here, and once again, you'll have to glitch into it. But once you do that, you are going to enter into this little room here. And it looks like it's a little fireplace. I'm not really sure what these are. Some bookcases. But yeah, that's pretty much it to this little room. But it's pretty cool nonetheless. And now that takes us to the desert island. Now the very first little Easter egg that I'm going to show you is, of course, Charlie the Snowman. Charlie has been here for a long time, and I really don't know the story behind him. I know that there's a Charlie the Snowman on Hypixel, but I don't think that they're related in any way. So I'm not really sure what's the story behind Charlie. The next little secret, and I really don't consider this like an Easter egg once again because it is out in the open, but I'm going to show it anyways. It's just this little set of rails here, and if you follow them, they just kind of lead you to the outside of this little mountain. There's nothing really to it, but I thought I would add it anyways. The next thing we have here is another mannequin, and this is B2, or I think he calls himself Sabotage, I do believe. But yeah, so this is another one of Mineplex's staff members. And then over here, we have two of these little mannequins fighting here. And this right here is Sigils, and this is SJ Samson right here. So yeah, these are pretty cool little mannequins. They're fighting to win. And now we are over here on this island, which is kind of like the slime island. Oh, and there goes our first Easter egg. Our first Easter egg is Big Larry himself. He is one of the main Easter eggs on this island. And I just noticed something though, because this is my first time seeing this island from an aerial view. But this little slime patch here from this angle, it kind of looks like a character out of like Space Invaders, the old arcade game. That's what it kind of looks like. I'm sure it's not what that is, but it just kind of looks like it. Now the next little Easter egg on this island is over here. It's sort of towards the back of the island, but you're gonna immediately see it. It's this big open area here, and it's called Larry's Lounge. It's just a bunch of slime blocks, and it's a pretty cool looking little room. But once you're back up to the top of this island, the next Easter egg is located right in this area. So what you can do is find this little tree, and from this block right here, you can count 3 blocks. 1, 2, and 3. Now this is where you're going to want to ender pearl down. So this one is a little bit tricky to get into. You might take a couple tries, but you can easily get down here. It has a nice little ladder, and this is another Larry's Lounge. This one is a lot smaller than the other one, but I still consider this one a pretty neat little one. Now the next little Easter egg on this island is right down here. Now you're going to see this button, and this button is actually the Easter egg, although it is pretty visible. But it does nothing. I'm a little confused about it, to be honest. It literally does nothing. I've tried it multiple times. It doesn't open up anything. It's just there. But that leads us to the last Easter egg on this island, and it is up here in this tree. So if we come all the way up here and look right up here, you're going to see once again, another creeper head. Now we are going to head over to this island with the waterfall, and honestly there wasn't too many Easter eggs on this island that I found. We do have Grazer 10 though, which I don't believe Grazer 10 is a part of the Mineplex staff. I just think that he asked Defect to be added to Mineplex somehow, so this is where they ended up putting him. So this is Grazer 10. And if we head down here in this waterfall, you're going to find this little opening here. And it says Mrs. Douglas, which I believe this used to be Douglas the Dragons. I don't think it used to be Mrs. But now it's Mrs. Douglas. So it's kind of interesting. And I think it's meant to look like, you know, like rib cages and just bones and a little bit of blood. You know, it's supposed to be a place where a dragon would go and eat their food, you know? So it's a pretty cool little cave. But also, if you come up here, and you guys can already see it, it is another creeper head hidden right behind here. And now we are heading over to this little island with this little hut here. Now there's only one Easter egg that I found on this island as well, and it's right here. This is the best way that I can find to get into it, because it's not visible. But if you come here to this block right here, and you can Ender Pearl glitch in there. I don't know if you could do it with the Ender Dragon because it is such a small room, but you can certainly try. But if you Ender Pearl in the right way, you're going to find Sir Sheep's Racetrack. Now this has been here for quite a long time, although they have changed it a little bit. It used to be this little system with a dispenser, which used to like pop out a minecart and you could go around. But they've changed it a little bit, but still it's Sir Sheep's Racetrack. And now we have come to the part of the video where I am going to be talking about the air balloons, which is pretty much who is up in the air balloons. So we're going to start with the orange one over here. Now all of these, everyone who's in the air balloons are all once again staff members of Mineplex. So we have Web Glitch here. He's the first one in the orange balloon. Now if we head over here to the green one, we are going to have Shiny Rookie. And she's holding like a little emerald, so that's pretty neat. And over here in this kind of multicolored polka dot air balloon, we have right here Samito, or just Sam if you want to call him that. So that's pretty awesome. And over here in the blue balloon, we first have Relly. And over here we have T3 Hero. And then over here in this last balloon, we have Jarvis right here. And right here, now there's some different pronunciations of his name, but he says it's pronounced Jeer. I'm not really sure, but that's just what I'm going to go with because that's what he says how to pronounce it. So yeah, that covers all of the air balloons. Alright guys, well I woke up this morning and I logged onto Mineplex and found that they changed their lobby once again. There is no longer a portal, a big portal. They removed all that and they replaced it with this beautiful Mineplex hub tree. So I'm actually super excited about that because I loved the old hub tree when it was still here. But yeah, so along with them adding this hub tree, they said that they added a few other secrets. So that is what I'm going to go over now. Alright, so if you come down here towards the bottom of the hub tree, I know that there is this little bitty small space, like it's sort of like in the tree. I have not been able to get in it though, that's my problem. I don't know how, I think it's really, really small. I've tried it with Ender Dragons, I've tried it with Ender Pearls, I just cannot get in there. I know it's there though, it has like a bunch of vines and stuff. But yeah, so maybe one of you guys could get in there. But the next one is actually up here in the tree. And if we come up here, it's these two little, like, tree huts, I guess you would call them. There's nothing really special to them. They're just these little huts. And they're pretty awesome, though. They're just kind of sticking out from the tree. I like them. They look pretty neat. Now, if I'm completely honest with you guys, I feel like I might have missed a few Easter eggs since the new update. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but I don't know. They said that there was quite a few more that were added, but I only found like, I don't know, two or three, to be honest. I feel like I might have missed some because, you know, of the whole Hubtree update, but I did notice that they moved a whole set of Easter eggs. There used to be a humongous like tunnel down here, and this used to be the entrance, but now they've moved all of that and they've made it into its very own island. And this is that island. It's right next to Gerald the duck, and it's a whole island, man. It's huge. It has a huge dragon, and it has a little stump and a bone. I really, really like this island. I think it looks really nice. But yeah, so when they updated the lobby, they got rid of the portal. They also moved all of those, like that series of Easter eggs that were by the portal to over here to this island. And now the entrance to it is over here by this bridge, and as you can see, you can just go right down in there, which I will get to all of that later. I will be exploring all of those rooms down there, but before we do that, we are going to be investigating the dragon up here. But what do you know it, guys? It's actually Douglas. This is Douglas the dragon up here. But I don't think Douglas has been very nice, to be honest, because if you go in his mouth here, which I know that sounds really weird, but if you head in his mouth and continue to go on down into his stomach, you'll find that he has eaten a lot of people. They're just kind of chilling, just kind of waving hi to everyone in the stomach. But we have like Parker Games and Sigils and Sam, and there's just a bunch of staff members in here. But it's pretty amazing. I really like this. And other than that, that's all of the little Easter eggs that I found as far as the dragon goes. But now we are going to head down into this series of Easter eggs. But once you're in here, you're going to see a sign that says Mineplex offices. There are a lot of Easter eggs down there, a lot of secrets, but before we even get down there, there's actually one right here, and this is the best way that I've found to get into it. You just have to like glitch, you just have to like Ender Pearl glitch. You could use the Ender Dragon, I know that you can, but you can glitch through there, or you can glitch through that room in there and go in through that way, but I like to go in just through this way. And once you Ender Pearl enough, you will enter this room, and you'll just see a nice little cake here with a little torch. I think it's meant to look like a birthday cake or something. And it says, for future admin. So this is a pretty cool little Easter egg. And now we are going to be covering all of the Mineplex offices down here. So the first one that we come to is Web Glitch's office. Now the only Easter egg that I have found in here is actually through this glass right here. So if I'm lucky, I'll be able to glitch through the glass. This took me a few tries last time. But if you go to this side of the wall, you're going to see this little staircase here, and it's going to lead you down to this room, and this is called the Social Media Team Lounge. So you have like the Twitter and the Facebook and YouTube and a Pokeball. You have Web Glitch's head. It's just a pretty cool little room. You got some cake. You kind of sit down, have some cake. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this room. And the next one that we are going to come to is T3 Hero. And the only ones that I have found down here is through the ladder down here. You're going to go down here, and you're going to enter this little room, and it's a pretty cool little room. Kind of have like a little bar set up, and we have the map lead Giovanni, but there is actually this little secret right here, and it's a lever. It's kind of hard to see. I almost missed it the first time I came down here, but if you click it, it actually opens up the bookcase upstairs right behind T3 Hero, and you come in this little room, and it's just a bunch of swammies and gold, and there's a little note that says, where is Goatsim? So yeah, this is a pretty cool little Easter egg. And once again, I don't really consider these Easter eggs, but there are like tons of stuff. This is like the to-do board, like take over the world, blame sigils, map stuff. And then in a bunch of chests, there's always stuff in them. So this one's like, don't show Olmok. But yeah, I mean, all over the place in these offices. There's tons of chests that you can open up, and there's always some kind of note or something in them. So yeah. Now the next room that we are going to be visiting is the admin conference room. Now this one is pretty easy to glitch into. You just have to not really click on the door and just click on the outside here. But once you're in here, you're going to find this little conference room with a bunch of little chairs and a little nice table. It looks like a little chalkboard or something. But yeah, so this is pretty much the conference room. Now the next office that we come to is Shiny Rookie's office. So we're going to enter through here, and we're going to go right down this ladder, which is going to lead us to this room down here. And this is a pretty neat little room. But there's also another secret, and this one was pretty hard to find. If we come over here, there's going to be an entrance that opens right here. And that's the button. It's hidden right behind the banner. So if we click that, then this opens. We're going to go right through the ladder, and we're in this little area down here. Now, this one is another one where you have to kind of glitch through it, but once again, it's pretty easy. But once you glitch your way in here, you're going to see like this little vault, and it's filled with a bunch of gold and diamonds and emeralds, and even the chests are full. You have like winter chests and freedom chests, and it's just crazy. There's Valentine's gift. There's just all sorts of things in these chests. As you can see, Carl Spinner tickets. It's crazy, and there's even an ender chest in here and a security camera. So say hello to the camera, guys. Now the next one that we come up to is Relly, and once we enter his office, there is a chest right under his desk, and it has a book in it called Changelog. I do consider this the Easter egg because that one was a little bit hard to spot, but there is more. If we head through the door here, there's a little chest over here, and it has a bunch of papers in it that has like bug reports and a bug manager's report. But if we head down the ladder, we're going to enter this whole other room down here. And this room is probably one of my favorites because it has like these little arcade games. It's kind of cool looking. We have a nice little, food area. And this nice little chill area with like some popcorn. You can watch some movies, and this little kid is throwing some fish. But yeah, this one is pretty awesome, I must say. And then the next one that we come to is Sam's office or Sam's room. And this Easter egg is really hard to do if you don't have a friend helping you. But right behind his little desk area here, we have a button on the floor. Now that button opens up a hole in the floor over here. But it's really, really difficult to click the button, then run over here and drop down. It is totally possible. I have done it a couple times. It's just really hard to make it, as you can see. But once you do make it, you're going to drop down this little water, and you're going to go right down here, and it's Sam's face. This one's a pretty funny one because you just drop down, and then boom, it's Sam's face. That one's a pretty nice one. And then you can come down here, and this is just another little, kind of like a creepy dungeon, I guess. And he's down here, and we really don't know what he's doing because it says Sam's secret pizza stash. You just don't know, man. Maybe he's eating some pizza. You never know. And look at that, Captain Cheese Lord. Oh, all poor Chiz is in there. But yeah, so this is this little secret area. Then the next room that we come to is Jarvis's office here, and literally, guys, the first Easter egg is literally right behind us. It's right above us. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. She's trying to drop an anvil right on our head. It's a pretty cool little Easter egg. I actually did have help finding this one and a couple other ones down here from a person called Space Kitty. Space_Kitty. They helped me out a bunch. I did not actually see this one, but they pointed this one out to me. So thank you very much. Now, the next one in this room is over here, and it's behind this bookcase. Never trust the bookcases, guys. But there is this little button here right behind the banner, and it opens up the bookcase. So we're going to go in here, and we enter this little room, and it says jump down for food and stuff. So if we jump down here, we're going to enter this really cool room. It has like a fireplace and some like little chandeliers. It's a pretty neat little area to just come down here and chill. But once you're done down here, you can just come over here to the slime block, press the button, and be right back up and exit out of here. The next office is Jeers, and once we come in here, the only Easter egg that I found was actually behind this painting, which this one was a pretty good one because it kind of gives the appearance that there's nothing behind here. But behind the painting, there is a little character of Jeer, and once we go down the ladder, we're entered in this little like disco party room, and they're all like mini characters of him, and we have a blue beetle up here. So yeah, this is a pretty cool little area, I must say. I like this room a lot. Now, down at the end of this hallway, we have Blue Beetle's office. Now, there's not really much to this one, except the fact that he has an extra room in here. And this one is pretty cool as well. You have, like, the little DJ station. You have, like a little bar kind of thing set up. You have a nice little place where you can watch some TV, play some pool. It's a pretty neat little area, and you have some little Star Wars heads too. But yeah, I really like this room as well. And as we head down the other hallway, we come to Cyclone's office. Now, this one, guys, I did not find anything in. I looked, there was no buttons, there were no secret rooms. I could not find anything. So, I don't know if I'm just missing something, or maybe there just really isn't anything in this one. And now we're going to continue down the hallway, turn right, and we find Dev's office, which, if you remember, that was down there on the rail. There was like a little hideout down there. And that's because Dev's office looks like this. It's kind of creepy looking, like it looks like nobody's been in here for a while. But that leads us to our next one, which is Strut's office. And once again, guys, I could not find any Easter eggs in here. Just thought that I would show it off, though, because it is a pretty nice little office. But I did not find any Easter eggs in here. And once again, with S.J. Sampson's, I did not find any Easter eggs in here. Nor did I in Sigil's room. I did not find any Easter eggs in here either. And if we head down the hallway a little bit, we're going to come across Apple G's room. Now, this one does have a hidden Easter egg in it. It is just kind of like right behind the tree. It's just this little room down here, and it's kind of grassy. It has a bunch of apples, so it fits their name very well. Now, the next few rooms that we come to here, which is B2's room. We also have Chiz's room in here, and then we have Defect 7's room. In the three of these rooms that I just mentioned, I did not find any Easter eggs in them at all. Like I said, I might be missing some, but I didn't see any. So I didn't see any in Defects, Chiz's, or B2's. But that leads us to the very last room, and that is Sterling's. And he does have a couple of Easter eggs in here, and they're both behind the paintings. So the first one here, if we just jump through this painting, is this little slime room. It's pretty fun. You can just bounce on the slimes. It's a pretty neat little room. And then the second one is behind this one, and I always have a hard time getting in this one. But when you do make it through the painting, you're going to come in here to this little room, and this is where Sterling keeps his precious cake with a lot of gold blocks. So yeah, that is pretty much all of the Easter eggs that I have found throughout Mineplex. And And that concludes the video. That was all of the Easter eggs that I could find for the lobby update for Mineplex. And if I did miss any, which I thought I was pretty thorough with my searching for these Easter eggs, but it's possible that I could have missed some. So if I did miss any, then leave me a comment down below telling me what it is, where I can find it, and I am more than happy to add it to the description. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And if you did, be sure to smack that like button, and I will see you guys all again next time. Goodbye!